Hello and welcome to Blockchain Silver, the place where we analyze what in the world is going on in crypto. Today we're going to talk about Ripple, a tsunami waiting to happen. Warning, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It is best to do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and invest based on your opinion of the market. Cryptocurrency markets are highly speculative and may lose value. Be safe out there. So I want to point something out. This here is Litecoin price history. And Litecoin reached a high of, went to about $50 to $52 in November of 2013. And then really the similar or same as Bitcoin, went down for about a year, a little over a year. And then I want to point something out. It traded in this really tight range for about 2 years, 2.5 years maybe. Actually, if you count from the time it went in the range, it probably would have been, that's what, July of 14. So to 15 to 16, almost 3 years. But it was in this really tight range. And then once it got out of this tight range, that was it. The sky was the limit. And so now I see something similar happening with Ripple. And this is Ripple price history here. And if you haven't seen this video, go to my channel, click on videos, and look for this video right here. It's I'm predicting $18 Ripple in 2020. This is based on $100,000 Bitcoin, and it's based on the Bitcoin to Ripple ratio. Ripple usually, when it gets to a high, it'll be around like, I think 4,500 to 1 Ripple will equal 1 Bitcoin. And so what we got going on here is something that's pretty similar. And so with Ripple, it reached its new all-time high, went down for, I think it was about maybe 8 or 9 months. So Litecoin went down for about a year. This went down for about 8 or 9 months. And now it's in a pretty tight trading range. A lot of the other altcoins and even Bitcoin have all double, triple, quadrupled in value. Of course, now they've came down. And here we got Ripple that still has not done anything. And so I do see a lot of the other stuff going up again, and then Ripple going up after that. But we've got a few different scenarios here with Ripple. And I put this elliptical in here to show you there's a thing in these markets where it's called market symmetry, where it's kind of like a mirror image. If you put a mirror in the middle, you would see an equal and opposite image of it. And it's possible this elliptical could need to be stretched out some. I tried to make it the size of where it matched up on these points here, and then where it touched the bottom of this line. And it works to bring you out into a time area is what we're looking for. And so it is possible that Ripple could do this, but what we want to look at right now are these two lines here. And I see this as something similar with Litecoin. Litecoin came down, and it even had the two bumps. Of course, one was the halving of 2015. Then it had another one. And once it broke out, though, that was it. And so with Ripple now, kind of got something similar. Came down, had a bump, had another one. It could even have another one in here where it could maybe come up like this, come back down, and then take off. But what I want to point out here is that no matter what, if I added a third line here, the time gap on Ripple is closing. And this would be about the latest that I see something happening. It would be right around July. Well, what's going to happen in May? We've got the Bitcoin halving, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the alts take off if Bitcoin maxes out in May, June, July. Then it's showing Ripple here that this is when I think that the window of opportunity is going to close. Actually, it's going to close somewhere in here. It'll be probably after Bitcoin, and Ripple could go to its old high while Bitcoin is still traveling to its $100,000 destination. It's hard to say, but let's look in real time at a couple of these here. So this is Litecoin here, and I apologize, you can't, I cut it off, you can't even see it. I like to always show that it is Litecoin, but the price is 518. Here is probably about 35. And so when this happened, that was it. Now this was coming onto Coinbase. There were a lot of other things that caused this to happen as well. But what I'm pointing out is that they all act the same. And Litecoin traded in this really tight range for a while. And yes, the range was longer. I will say that it was 2 to 3 years. And so now we click on Ripple. And so with Ripple, we're still trying to, so here's the lines. Now see, if I messed with this one here and said, okay, what about if we went from there to here? Okay, well that would make it even tighter. What if we did from here to here? That would show that the gap has already closed, and then now we're just kind of waiting on some market symmetry here. So if this holds true, we'll see what happens. But the one that looks more likely to me is probably something along these lines here, where we have something like that. It could even be that one. That would close the time gap even sooner. That would be about April of 2020. If we went off that line of resistance, if we come down some to these two here, I think this to me seems likely here, but it could be a combination of anything. So all I'm getting at is that the time gap is closing for Ripple, and based on market symmetry, I'll be watching this now over the next 6 months to see exactly what it does. And $18 Ripple, to me, that seems pretty likely. That seems in the cards. $100,000 Bitcoin, $5,000 Litecoin, 18, 19, could even be $20 Ripple, $4 or $5 Stellar. So like I said, I'm not like my disclaimer earlier in the video, I'm not a financial advisor. Take all of this with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research. But at 25 cents today for Ripple, going to $18, that's actually, what is that? Yeah, it's about a 70 to 75x gain. So makes Ripple a pretty attractive buy. Each passing day that Ripple stays in the 25 cent area, it becomes more and more attractive. So this doesn't mean to go all in on Ripple. It just means to just keep an eye on it and form your own opinion. And all we can do is see where it goes. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you for coming over to Blockchain Silver. And remember to stay safe out there.